I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die on my wedding day.
I just thought her dresses flying everywhere.
Hey friends, welcome back to Date My Husband Friday. We haven't done one of these in a long time. Well guys, you are awesome. We asked if you had any questions for Deric and I for Date My Husband Friday, and holy moly, Instagram there's over 100. Oh, I don't even remember the number on Facebook. So there's a gazillion questions for us. So we're not going to be able to get through them all on this video, but we thought we'd start from the beginning, and then we'll just make videos on the rest of the questions like as a progression.
Sounds good.
Well, we'll go through these. We'll see how long we're jibber-jabbering for and answer more, but there's a ton of questions. So we're excited to answer them for you so you get to know us a little bit more. How long have we been together?
We've been married 19 years.
In July.
In July. So total we've been together 19 and a half.
I know, really. Okay, so the big question was, how did we meet?
We met at church.
We did.
I was serving a church mission, which was just proselyting, sharing the gospel with people in Massachusetts. Left out there shortly after I turned 19, and then met Kimmy and her family about halfway through, and my 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got home off my mission, she was out here going to school, and I was home for a couple months, and she called me up to set me up with one of her friends.
That is true. Were you 19 when we met and I was 18?
No, by the time we met, I was 20.
Okay, so he was 20 by the time we met. I was 18, and I had just graduated high school.
We don't date on our missions. We don't do any of that. It's just straight missionary work the whole time for those 2 years.
Yeah. So I got to know him from being at my friend Heather's house. If you guys, a lot of you have met Heather, and so we got to know each other there because her house was the closest to the church, and it became like you bring investigators and new members. It was like the hub.
Her mom took care of the missionaries
Yeah.
pretty good. She'd always feed us and stuff, so it was sort of a hub.
So I got to see another side of Deric before I knew the man, basically. So I got to see the spiritual side of Deric, and I liked it. I really liked it. Oh, okay. How long did you date till you were exclusive? That is interesting. So do you know, technically, January, we technically were dating. He got home from his mission October of 97. We met up in November of 97.
So I was only home a couple of weeks when you got
Yeah. So one of my college roommates, she's from back home where I'm from, and Deric served in her church as well. And so we realized that he was home, and we're like, hey, let's call him. And he would love to hang out with the guys here. The guys here are so much fun. Like, let's have him come down. And so I called him, and I had a boyfriend at the time.
Did. I didn't make him happy.
No. And so it was like, come hang out. But once we started, like, that day that we hung out, that was like game over. We were always hanging out. And he's such...
Yeah, we were instant best friends.
We were instant best friends. And I really wanted my boyfriend to get to know Deric because he's such a great guy. I'm like, you're going to love him, you know? Get to know him. He'll be a great friend to you. Like, seriously, this guy is so great.
So she called me up. She needed a ride, so I gave her a ride to one of her classes at college.
Yeah.
And when her class was over, picked her up and was taking her home. And we stopped at McDonald's, got a milkshake, and then headed back to her apartment. And her boyfriend was showing up at the same time. I dropped her off and found out we had milkshakes. And since I bought the milkshake, she dated another guy.
He considered that a date.
So the problems began from that moment
And
forward.
I was like, let's introduce him to the guys, and Jamie and everybody, and Jeff and Scooby. And
he just shook my hand and gave me the stink eye. And I smiled.
He did not want to get to know Deric, and I was like, oh,
okay.
golly. I knew my relationship was not going to lead into anything, so I just ended it. Oh boy. And it wasn't right, and I knew I wasn't going to marry him, so I cut ties. Deric and I just hung out all the time.
Got to meet the guys that lived around her apartment, and I ended up moving in with them.
Mm-hmm.
They had an open spot, so I moved in with them and just doing the college scene.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
but we just hit it off from that first day.
Oh gosh, we hung out all the time. All the time. I thought Deric was such a great catch. I introduced him to my roommate Joe, and I was like,
hook it up, you two, hook up.
Like, he's a great guy. It just, nope, that just wasn't there.
Me and Joe, we're different.
Yeah, and Joe.
Love Joe.
Joe is awesome. I've actually introduced you to Joe when I went to the U2 concert out in LA 2 years ago. I'll leave a link to that. And so it was just like, it just didn't happen. And so we just continued to hang out, and we would, with the group and us, and we just liked being together. We just liked hanging and just being together, and instant best friends. Just, gosh, we stayed up late and we played games and we would laugh, and it was instant. And that I hated when he was away and I had to go to work, or he went to school and work, and I was like literally like counting the hours away until we were like hanging out again. And that's when things got interesting. That's when it got interesting.
It moved quick.
Because I was like, I think he likes me. And
I knew she was the one for me, pretty much out of the gate.
That was actually one of the questions. Like, when did you know?
I pretty much knew when we just connected. I don't know. You just get that feeling. You just know.
Yeah.
So, and I just knew. She, I think, knew, but was scared to death.
Yeah, I was.
And so she was going through the inventory. Okay, I got to work things out with this guy I've liked. This. She just had to work through her thing, and while she's working through this, I'm just tagging along, being the best friend. Her roommates are like, dude, she's totally like messing you, man. You should leave. You should leave. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll hang out.
I knew that if I was going to go into a dating relationship with Deric, I had this feeling like
it was over.
I'm going to marry him. Like, it was I can't explain it. It was just, I knew it. And so it was really hard to be like, well, should I make this decision when this boy comes home from his mission? Or, but then it comes down to prayer.
I knew I wanted to marry her and had to work things through in my own head. So I got away. I went to my uncle's place, had an opportunity just to split, do some work out in Ohio with him for a couple weeks or a little over 2 weeks. And just away from everything and just working and having a lot of time to think and pray and work things out in my head. And
it was good. It was good that he went away, because it really, I discovered really my feelings and what I wanted. And so at that point it was, let's see. So we really technically started dating in January of 98. Well, then it was like official, because we kissed like around Christmas. Right?
Yeah, you kissed me around Christmas.
You kissed me.
No,
you kissed me.
You kissed me.
See, this is the fight that we have, that has gone on our whole marriage. Who kissed whom?
You kissed me.
You kissed me. And so
I put myself in position.
I did too.
And you kissed me.
Nah, you kissed me. So so we started technically officially being exclusive in January of 98. And then when did you go to Ohio? Was it April or May? April. I could not function without him. It was the weirdest thing. I literally was like lost, and like not being near him was just, I couldn't function. Like, it was the weirdest thing. It was good because it gave me opportunity to pray and to really know, Heavenly Father, like, I really like him. I love him. And I know if we really go, like, is this the one for me? Because I feel it is. And it was like burning sensation through my body. Yup. That's him.
It's me. So how much time went by when you knew
you loved each other?
Not much.
No, it's easy to fall in love with this. He's just so nice, and he's such a good guy, and it's like, and here's this nice, good, like, chivalrous guy who'll do anything for any of his friends. If he knows you and likes you, he's gonna help you, and you know, and
even if I don't know.
Oh, I know. You're just so nice. And then he meets this crazy Bostonian whirlwind of a girl, and
it was hot.
And I'm like, and I still say to him, and I said it on our date the other night, I looked at him like, and I got all emotional. I'm like, why are you still here? Like 18 years, almost 19, with this crazy, like, wah!
Because I love you.
I love you too. Darn it. So we basically, the one question was, how long did you date till? So we basically dated, let's see, January, February, March, April. We dated
4 months.
4 months. On our 5th month, what happened?
I proposed.
He proposed. So he proposed to me. We started dating January 98 exclusively, and Deric proposed to me May of 98.
I don't like to wait. I'm impatient.
I was impatient because I was like, I know that this is going to happen, and I was done. I was like, I'm ready to move on to the second phase of this adulthood. I'm like,
why wait?
Why wait? Like, I'm ready. Let's do this. And so, how did you propose? Oh, one question was, did you ask Kim's dad, Kim's father?
Yes, I did, without her knowing.
Yeah.
So we talked about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
We both knew we were going that way.
Yeah. Yep.
But I wanted to catch her before.
Like before I knew
before she expected it.
Like I knew he had a ring.
We had just scheduled a trip to go back to Massachusetts for her brother's graduation.
Yeah, my brother's high school graduation.
I was going to go with her, and so I expected that she would be expecting me to propose
in Massachusetts.
Yeah. And I
that's true.
hate that. I want a surprise.
Yeah.
And so I called her father, and having met her dad before and knowing him, I thought I was going to get a hard time. and
my dad wanted to give
he was
you
gonna
a hard
mess
time.
with me.
He did.
But as soon as he started talking to me, he pretty much said, I wanted to give you a hard time, but I can't. This just feels right for my daughter, and you have my blessing. And it was awesome. I had a really good talk with him. And from that point forward, with his permission and blessing, I got everything set up. I got the date scheduled, got the building scheduled, got everything scheduled. I was banking on a yes.
Oh my gosh, right?
And my sister had just graduated.
High school.
Yeah. And so I tried to use that as an excuse to get everybody together. We went to a restaurant called The Roof in Salt Lake City. It's at the top of the Joseph Smith Memorial Building, and it overlooks downtown Salt Lake and the Salt Lake Temple and all that stuff right there. It's very pretty. Got a seat in the back corner with the best view, and I had some cousins there.
Yeah.
My family was there, friends, and so everybody was there, and we're eating dinner to celebrate my sister's graduation.
So I thought, holy cow, this is like a really nice place to have your daughter celebrate your daughter's graduation dinner. I thought, wow, dang, that's nice. Yeah.
It was nice.
It was nice.
So the family's there, cousins are there. Some people she's getting to know. She's getting to know my family. So started eating, talking, having a good time. My hands are starting to get sweaty. I'm getting a little nervous. My legs bouncing under the table. Got this thing in my pocket. Waiter. And some people start bringing flowers to the table. They bring flowers to my sister for her graduation. They're like, hey, here, have some flowers for graduation. And then they also gave Kimmy a bouquet.
They gave all the ladies flowers.
My mother, and then my cousin Yolanda, and then gave Kimmy a bouquet of flowers. And she's like, what's this? But hers came with a card on it.
And they were daisies, FYI, my favorite flower.
Yes, everybody got stuff, and she got daisies. Because I think of these things. Guys, you have to think of these things.
There was a card
Yeah, she opened it up.
And it said, Kimmy, I love you. Will you marry me? And I read it and I went, what? And I read it again. And instantly my face fell into my hands. And I stayed in this position for I don't know how long.
Forever. I thought I was...
Like this. I was like this.
I was worried. Because she fell down. I'm like,
And I'm crying.
Okay. So I pull the ring out of my pocket. I get down on my knee. I pull the chair out. Get next to her. Pull the ring out.
I'm still like this.
And hold it up. And I'm waiting for her to like look at me so I can ask her verbally. And she just sat. It felt like 5 minutes.
I know it really did. It was probably only 30 seconds, but I was like, oh my gosh.
But she's sitting there doing that, and then my cousin gets teary-eyed, my sister's getting teary-eyed, my mom's getting teary-eyed. I'm like, yes!
Is she gonna say yes?
Come on, let's do this!
And I look over, finally, and he's down on his knee. I'm like, holy crap, this is happening.
And then I was like, will you marry me?
I was like, yes. Yes, I will. Yep.
And she said yes.
And I couldn't believe it. And then it dawned on me, like, oh, none of this was for his sister. Like, this was for me.
It was all for Kimmy.
It was, he got me good. I do remember getting ready for that night. And, and Deric came in to the bathroom where I was getting ready, and he goes, you still love me?
I did. I double checked.
Yeah. And I said, of course I still love you. And he's like, okay, I'll see you later. And I didn't think anything of it, you know.
Just double checking.
But it was just funny, like, oh my gosh. So,
and
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, your family knows, and we're getting married in July at this place, this time. Are you good for that?
Yeah, he planned it. He
Like,
goes,
by the way, you only have 2 months to prepare.
2 months. I looked at him like, what?
It's like, if we're doing this, we're doing this.
Yeah, because, you know, we talked about which temples we would like to get married at. We got married in an LDS temple, and
Timpanogos.
so that's how he proposed, and it was very sweet. And we, like I said, we got married in Mount Timpanogos Temple, and we had our wedding reception at Thanksgiving Point. And it did rain the morning of our wedding, like sprinkled and stuff, but when it came down time,
it was windy when we were doing pictures
oh
too.
yeah, it was windy. And it was funny.
And the clouds were coming in. It rained again after we got married.
It did. And then we were going to have our wedding reception outside in the Rose Garden, and his uncle is a pyrotech, and he was going to light off all these fireworks. And so we didn't know what to do at that point. Should we move it inside? So we did end up moving it inside. We had the reception where everyone came to greet us and did the cake and everything inside the rose room, and it was wonderful. And then we went outside to the garden, and where everyone had a seat, and we took a horse and carriage ride.
Everybody moved to the side of the place
Yeah.
so that it could, for the fireworks.
Yeah.
So it's out of the way, and we got a horse and buggy that went all the way around. I mean, Thanksgiving Point's a really big place. It was really cool.
It has all these beautiful
fields
gardens
and stuff.
and
it was night. We didn't get to see much, but
yeah.
he took us on a horse and buggy
carriage ride.
Carriage
it was
ride.
so sweet.
While everybody was getting set up, and Kimmy thought she was going to die.
I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die on my wedding day.
It was awesome.
Because the horse got spooked.
Yep.
Thanks to your cousin. The horse was already spooked.
Well, they already spooked because my cousins were messing with the horses before, so they were antsy.
Yeah.
And then we're a ways away from everybody, out in the dark, just cuddling in the back, and
the horses got
an
spooked.
emu or something popped up.
Yeah.
And that was out there in the fields.
And this is a big Clydesdale horse. This thing was huge.
It took off and was like going down the hill and up or bouncing around, and Kimmy's like, ah!
I'm trying to make sure my dress didn't get caught in the wheel, and I'm like, Deric! And I'm like...
And I don't know, I'm just laughing.
I'm like, we're gonna die. We just got married. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
He gets the horse under control, we're all good, and Kim's just like, I just want off! I just want off! I just want off! Her dress is flying everywhere. And I'm just laughing. It was great. I'm like, this is gonna be an awesome memory.
I know.
The memories have already begun.
I know. I mean, it is funny when you think about it, but in the moment, I was terrified. And yeah, and then we had fireworks at our wedding, and it was beautiful. It was just, it was wonderful. It was a great night. So, and then we honeymooned in Jackson Hole, Mississippi. That was one of the questions.
Wait. Where?
Oh! I'm so tired. One of the questions was, where did we honeymoon? We honeymoon in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yes.
Why did we pick Jackson Hole? I couldn't remember.
Because I picked Jackson Hole because I could afford it.
Yeah, I think we just wanted to be outdoors.
We just wanted to chill and just go hang out in the country and just because it's right next to Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
We went horseback riding.
Oh, we
went
did.
on walks and
we wanted to be in nature. One question was it love at first sight? What did you think of me when you saw me at 18?
You were a girl and I was a missionary. I wasn't supposed to think of things.
No, he wasn't. How about when you got home?
We weren't focused on that anyway.
Yeah.
But I knew there was something special about her at that point.
Yeah.
When I got home, as soon as I picked her up and we got in the truck to go to school, it was done. I was in love.
Oh. I knew I was in trouble in that truck. I was like, I have a feeling I'm going to be saying goodbye to this guy I was dating.
She even had a cold sore she was getting over.
Oh my gosh, you guys. When he got home from his mission and was going to see me for the first time, I was freaking out because I caught a cold sore from this guy I was dating. And my body's never had a cold sore and it freaked out. I had cold sores all over my mouth, on the inside of the mouth. One somehow got on my face. My body just reacted horribly to it. And so he saw me at the tail end where I still had some black on my lips.
She was nervous about it.
I was so like, oh my gosh, seriously? And yeah, he didn't care.
I loved her.
Oh my gosh. I knew when we hung out at the college that when you were helping me, I thought, oh crap. It was just, you felt it. It was like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. I got decisions to make.
It was a fun time.
Do you remember the moment you said to yourself, wow?
Where was our first date?
He or she, oh, where was our first date? Was it when we saw my best friend's wedding? Would you say, wait, where?
No. I know what it was. Our first official date was the day we kissed. Was the night we kissed. We went to.
Like you want to count that as the official?
Is that the official one?
I would probably say so. I mean, we hung out a lot. We went to my best friend's wedding. That became our movie.
And we went to Titanic, and we went to Greece, and we went to all sorts of.
But we were friends. But the date, I guess it was a date that changed it all. Was
mentally, it was a date for me.
Yeah, it was. When we, at Christmas time, went to the Michael McLean Forgotten Carols play, and we actually held hands. And then I was like, crap, my gosh.
I busted up laughing inside because I was holding her hand, and Michael McLean was on stage telling a story about a guy who brought his date, and they held hands for the first time there at the Forgotten Carols, and they ended up getting married like months later. I just was laughing inside, and I kissed her that night, and it was perfect.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, that technically would be our official date.
Do you remember the moment you said to yourself, wow, she really loves me? That's an interesting question.
I would say I know Deric loves me, but I would say that to answer that one would be probably in the last few years of our marriage. No, I knew you loved me, but going through what we've been going through, and what with my anxiety and expectations of me and things, like I was like, wow, he is so supportive, and I've always known that, but I would have to answer this within the last couple of years. Wow, he's not going anywhere. He really loves me.
I do. You just said it took 15, 16 years.
Stop it. I knew you loved me, but just with the stuff that we were going through and how he's just been amazing, like, wow.
Love you, baby.
Yeah. What about you?
When you ditched all the other guys. She said yes. I knew she loved me when she said yes.
I always loved you. Well, I knew you loved me, But I think, you know, in this phase of our life with the kids and how hard things can get, and then when anxiety came into the picture and how we've been really like amazing.
Well, there's moments like that through your marriage constantly where you just go through. I mean, marriage isn't easy. And you're always going through things, and as you make it through each struggle or trial, you recognize that, and that's how you get through it, is you recognize this person really loves me for who I am and for what I'm going through. So yeah.
You guys, there is hundreds of questions that you have asked us on Instagram and Facebook that we want to answer, and we're going to do the next video about, there's a lot of questions about questions in our marriage and how we handle or do, and so we're going to do another how we do. So we're going to do another video on that for you, but this was just an introduction of how we met and how we fell in love, and ta-da. So stay tuned for the next video. And we have not forgotten, we are going to do a video about the app that we've been using for Callie's phone. For security.
Oh, for all the internet.
And all the internet in the house. So we are going to do a video on that, so stay tuned. We have not forgotten. So, alright, thanks so much for joining us on this Date My Husband Friday. We will do another, like I said, another video answering your questions about marriage. All of that for you. So stay tuned.
Toodles.
Toodles. See, now that we're done filming, we can eat. Deric popped popcorn. Want to catch some?
I suck at catching things in my mouth. I don't have a big mouth.
Like me?
I'm gonna choke on popcorn. Come on! Come on!
Oh, sorry, that was low. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! My turn.
Only 20 tries. I'm even trying to give you a good arch. Oh, too high.
Piranha. Oh, I hit my teeth. Oh, yeah. Alright, guys, thanks for joining us.
Toodles. Peace. I got some in my kernel in my gum. Ow.
That sucks. So, you gonna clean all this up?
It's your office.
Two.
I'll clean you up later.